Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to review some charts tonight. We have 12 charts selected. First one we're going to look at is the Dow Jones Industrial, closing today at 17,000 on the nose. A couple of days here it's been consolidating at this higher level and just below the 200-day moving average, which would be expected resistance. And you could also imagine a downtrend line from these tops extending back from November right through to the current time frame, and you can see that the market is definitely in a downward bias. We may have a bit more upside here. 17.5 is possible. It's also possible that it goes up to 17.8 and overtakes one or two of these highs here just enough to let everybody think that the market is going substantially higher than it's broken out. And of course the media at that time would be completely bullish and declaring that the bear market is over and all that. And of course that's the time when you have to be the most vigilant. We can also have a look at the S&P here. You can see that it did have a nasty candle here yesterday. So same situation here. It's underneath the 200-day, and it may consolidate here a little bit, and it may move a bit higher. Now that's a big may. Okay, it could be rolling over right now as we speak. This is the Russell 2000. This had a really nasty candle yesterday. And don't forget, this is the wider range index. This encompasses 2,000 stocks. So it's really lets you know what's going on underneath the hood. And as I mentioned before, it did take out the low that it made previous here, unlike the other ones where it tested it and held. So we're we haven't rallied up to the 200 days, so there's not broad participation in this rally, which is another bearish signal. We have the VXX, which we're going to look at. First, we actually should look at, the VIX itself. Okay, the VIX itself is actually the volatility index. The VXX is just the instrument that you can trade off of this. You can make the case for an uptrend in the volatility index. And generally speaking, during bear markets, volatility indexes make higher highs and higher lows. They're in a slight uptrend. You can see now the MACD is looking like it wants to converge here. It's in a very similar position to where it was over here. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see the VIX start to spike a bit here, which would be very good for the likes of VXX, which is here, and which has already started a little bit of an uptrend here from its 200-day average. So I would expect that this continues to build strength in here. And the other thing that you have to bear in mind here is that the market has not had a huge spike in the volatility that should be expected at a market low, and we haven't experienced that. So that means that we will be taking out those lows. It's just a matter of time, not if. Here's Facebook, which I think looks horrible. You can make the case for an uptrend wedge here. Look at the nasty sell-off from 117 down to 96 in a few days. I mean, that really shook a lot of people off the tree, I think. So we rallied up on declining volume. We had two bearish candles here a couple of days ago with an accompanying pickup in volume. 50 million shares a day is nothing to scoff at. Today it traded 20 million shares and went up. So I would not be long on this stock. I would be looking to buy puts. And here we are at GDX Gold Market Miners Index. I did note that we believe that the gold sector had pretty much topped on an intermediate basis a short while ago, and now the stocks are starting to reflect that. We had a bit of a recovery today, but it's still way inside of the previous day's range. Quite a bearish candle there, and a big move up in volume on that sell-off, and a lot less volume on the recovery. So we have the MACD turning negative, the RSI is trending down, up a lousy 9 cents on declining volume. All signs point to some weakness here in the patch for a small bit. Now we have Amazon.com, and we've reviewed this a few times, and now we're right up against the 50-day, and we just bounced back off the 200-day today. So we're now trading in this tight constraint in here. There seems to be rotation now from the high-flying tech stocks, especially the big four: the Google, Amazon, Apple, and Facebook, Netflix. Those type of names have really been rotated out of it in a big way here. So money is running. It's like a ship when you have rats and the ship's going down. They run everywhere. Or like changing chairs on the Titanic. The end result's going to be the same. Here we have here we have Barrick Gold Toronto. Same type of deal here. It had a topping pattern here, a couple of spikes taking it off of its recent intermediate high, and a bit of a recovery today, much the same as the gold index itself. Volume starting to wane a little bit here overall. The MACD is decidedly negative. The 50-day average is catching up to the action a bit here, so I would expect some gentle consolidation here. I would think we're probably going to get somewhere in between these two. So I wouldn't be in any big hurry to rush out and buy gold stocks here, unless they start taking out those highs with huge volume. And now we have Goldcorp, same kind of deal. We had the earnings that gapped down, tried to recover up, and then it developed a bearish candle. Today it tried to recover up slightly. It was down 2 cents on the day. Very tepid move, very low volume. Interest is starting to wane here. The PDAC has just run its course. That's usually a bearish signal for the gold miners. There's Detour Gold, and it's it had a nice recovery today. Nothing wrong with that, but still, I mean, these type of moves can be well defined in a bit of a downtrend here, so I wouldn't be in any hurry to rush out and buy this one either. Now we can look at this guy right here. This is called Peabody Energy, BTU, New York. Very interesting situation. We had a blast up through the 50-day average. The MACD is pointing up, going through the trigger. The RSI, no surprise here, it has shot up to short-term overbought possibly. But when you look at the kind of volume that we've had here on this move up, I mean, this reminds me of how the golds, when they started to break out of their final lows, I mean, it's just almost like a rocket type of trajectory. I can see this thing really going up huge here. This is the world's largest coal producer. They also produce a lot of other stuff. Well worth taking note of, and we'll definitely keep it on our radar. We did pick some up today after hours. So that's it for today, March the 9th, 2016. We thank you for listening, and we look forward to Sunday's update. Take care.